All right, man, another awesome playoff game. Wolves go up 3-1. We will also talk Pistons Knicks in this one as well, including the insane, ridiculous non-call at the end of it. First off, Wolves fans, if I pick against you ever in a playoff series, just know that you're probably looking pretty good. Series is not over yet, but yeah. So I definitely do want to talk a bit about how the Lakers offense looked in the fourth and the stuff the Wolves defense did, but you got to start with Ant. How many times did he go at Luka on a switch in this game? It felt like a good amount. He definitely had some step-back threes in that fourth that I remember off of Luka and Reeves. And to make a call back to the last game, he basically did the same play again. The players involved were different, but it was the same thing of like go down the right-hand side, draw two, and then make this great pass to the opposite wing. Last game it was Nas. This one it was Dante for a drive. They tried doubling Ant in that fourth a little bit. He found Randall at the free throw line for a Jaden bucket that was huge. And it did kind of get to the point there where if they weren't going to double Ant, it felt like they didn't have a chance to guard him. But like I say, when they doubled him, they still made plays. I mean, you know, taking Rui one-on-one, taking Reeves or Luka again like for threes or getting fouled on threes. And then just throughout the game, just a series of very tough drives where the Lakers are just throwing as many bodies as they can into the paint. And while there are going to be some times when Ant just kind of brute forces his way in there, it does feel like he's still finding a really good balance of timing his drives or anticipating the help. I mean, that's what happened on one of his best passes of the night, which was to find Randall underneath the basket when Luka stepped up on him, which is what's going to happen with the Lakers when you just don't have a reliable center. And then Euro steps and the whole thing. Ant, it's great to see what he's doing right now. Anyway, if we can go to the fourth. So actually, I want to start with the third. So in the third quarter, the Wolves, they started putting two on Luka, and Luka started putting Nas Reed in the screen as much as he could. And it just resulted in good shots for a lot of guys. Whether it was Rui getting a drive or Reeves getting a three or, well, honestly, it was mostly those two getting shots off of that. But still, like, you know, Reeves had a great play where he was the one doing the two-man game with Rui. Great bounce pass to him. LeBron screened for Luka one time. Like, the Wolves were just being put in rotation and the Lakers were getting good shots off of it. And actually, as I say that, it's ironic because Luka only had 2 assists for the game, but I know that the Wolves playing high up on him on screens resulted in them getting good shots. It's just he wasn't the one actually getting the assist on these plays. But also, this did not last for the whole game. It was like a specific stretch in the third where they were starting to pull away a bit. And also, there was at least like one turnover off of this when Luka tried to force it to Rui, but Rui was in the wrong spot. And then later on in the fourth, they brought Nas Reed back in the game, and then they just had Nas Reed switch onto Luka, and he had 2 really good defensive possessions on Luka. One where Luka missed at the rim, another one where it became an Austin Reeves 3 where Luka basically couldn't get a drive off. And then on the other edge, you got Nas Reed just making 2 massive threes, a trailing 3 and then an inbound 3. Luka may have gotten Reed on a couple of these that I'm not remembering, but I do remember those 2 in the fourth being big. And then besides that, it did feel like the Lakers had a couple of plays in that fourth quarter. I mean, they had 19 points in the fourth quarter. Some of that's going to be missed shots, sure, but it did also feel like there were a few plays of just not really enough happening on offense with one LeBron 3 that I think it was just like one pass that Luka just threw to him pretty casually. Could that have been due to the fact that the Lakers have basically 5 guys at this point? I mean, JJ, he may just play LeBron, Luka, Reeves, Rui, Finney-Smith for all over 40 minutes in the next game. I don't know, but in a game where LeBron and Luka were playing so well, and in the first half especially, it felt like those were the only 2 who could do anything for the Lakers offensively. Rui did make a good amount of shots, I'll give you that one. Eventually, they did look a bit more gassed by the end. Some of that could be due to how much LeBron is doing defensively around the basket. I mean, blocking Dante, stealing it on Nas. He did commit the foul on Ant at the end there. But yeah, LeBron's doing a million things on defense for the Lakers. And to be clear, this is not me trying to make excuses. I mean, Luka, again, Nas Reed had that great play on him on the switch. Luka also missed like 2 mid-rangers in the fourth, or like a mid-range and a floater, I should say, where you would expect him to make it. He also missed a step back on Nas, so he wasn't perfect. I think he was still really good overall for the game, but still not perfect. And I think some of this is just a product of sometimes the Lakers' offense just idles too much. Now, you could say a similar thing about the Wolves through parts of these games, but I don't know. Randall is just continuing to make stuff out of tough situations. He didn't shoot well from the field overall tonight, but I don't know, they won, so cool. So yeah, I mean, I think what you really saw in this game was the younger, more athletic team, who also has a few more guys they can go to on the bench, especially again Nas Reed in that fourth quarter, looking just more energized in the fourth. And the Lakers' really methodical offense, controlled by mostly 2 dudes, eventually tired out at the end. Yeah, it was still really close, but I mean, like, I'm pretty sure the Lakers just played 5 guys the whole second half. So yeah, that was a good time. Lakers are down 3-1. Good luck to them. We can now go on to Pistons Knicks. So first off, yes, Tim Hardaway Jr. was fouled on the last shot. He should have had free throws. And I don't care that the rest of the game is physical. You don't mess with that stuff when it comes to jump shots. If there's contact, there's a foul, and that's it. And I don't know, maybe Knicks fans have already like searched other parts of the games and been like, well, this should have been a foul on them, like whatever. Yeah, I know, you can go crazy with this stuff, but that call in that spot, it has to be a foul. There was, what, 0.3 on the clock. Hardaway's an 80-something% foul shooter. Like, yeah, it should probably be a 2-2 series right now. At the least, he makes one, and we go to overtime. But, yeah, it does kind of sour talking about the rest of the game, but I'll attempt to do that. I felt like the first half, my takeaway was, this is the sign that the Pistons really need a second big-time scorer. Like, we all know it, but it's, like, really showing itself now. And then my takeaway from most of the second half was, oh, the Knicks offense is bad again. And then the Pistons finally made some shots, a lot of it off of, as you would expect, putting Brunson in actions, and then it became just a Brunson and Cat difficult shot-making, difficult driving, contested everything thing. I mean, how many difficult shots did Cat make over Duren, or tough drives on him? Duren held up really well at one Cat drive late in that game. With Brunson, if he was single-covered at all, it just felt like he was either going to drive by Schroeder or make a step back on... I'll be honest, I don't remember who it was. Also, that one play where Duren was playing off a Cat, and then Brunson hit him with that skip pass, why the hell was Duren playing that far off a Cat? It's not like Brunson was driving. And there were already, like, at least one other guy in the paint. Like, I don't know why Duren just gave him that one. It was a nice pass by Brunson, but still. But yeah, as the Pistons came back, Cade made a couple of shots going at Cat just on screens. Tobias is scoring on Brunson in the post. Cade's putting Brunson in the action, as he's done a million times, and as I keep talking about, whether that's a score for Cade or a score for, like, Hardaway on a three or off the catch or whatever. A drive off the catch, I mean. I think Beasley also got something off of Cade going at Deuce. Anyway, yeah, like, it was a fun game down the stretch, and then unfortunately you had that call at the end, or that non-call at the end, I should say, that just kind of spoils the whole thing. He should have been going to the line, man. But yeah, we got a couple 3-1 series.